Hi everybody, welcome back. Today's video blog is all about answering the question, what advice could I give my adult children about money? So this person's obviously written in, they're very concerned that their children are growing up into adults and they're perhaps repeating the same mistakes that they watch their parents make. And so, well, it's not too late, it's never too late to help shape your children's financial education. Now I would add, whenever I teach parents to help their children with money, I do also encourage them to find a third party that could also help endorse that message. It's no different, when you're teaching your children to drive a car, often they don't want to listen to the advice that their parents have, but when someone else comes alongside them, another adult that they respect, they're more willing to listen to the lesson. If you've got kids, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, so with that in mind, go ahead, help your children with their financial education, but find someone else that can help, and perhaps even point them to this website so that I could help them as well. So, three areas that I think you should focus on is short term, medium term and long term, and I would talk to them in that vein, because some young adults I should say, if I started talking to them about retirement savings, their eyes just glaze over, they say, yeah, whatever, it's a long time away, I don't want to know about it. And so what I tend to do is bring them into pockets of focus. And the way that I do that is to say short term, medium term and long term. And then they can use their definition of what that is. Because when I was 17 years old and started working, age 25 was a long time away for me. And so my goals were on that basis. Alright, so here's what you do. Focus on short term, medium term and long term. In the short term, what I'd encourage you to do is to talk to them about repaying debts. So if they have student loans or perhaps credit for their car or holidays or other things like that, store credit, I definitely encourage them to get rid of that and use some of the tools that are available on the internet and via my website to help them to understand the cost of borrowing money for short-term purchases. Okay, so that's the first thing, short term. And also encourage them to think about short-term goals. So, if it's August, a short-term goal would be, what are we going to do next summer? Are we going to go on a holiday? Do you want to go overseas? Do you want to travel? Those types of things. It might be a pressing need that they've got with regards to study or replacing a car or a musical instrument. Those are all short-term goals, and you can use those to create some instant motivation, because the time frame is real pressing. Okay, medium term, some examples that you can use here would be helping them to think about medium term goals, and by that I mean in the next 3 to 5 years is really a medium term time frame. If your child is a little bit of a younger adult, then they're single, they're having a good time, they're wanting to do a bit of travel, then for them a medium term goal is going to be 18 months to 3 years. So just be mindful of that and talk to them in that language. So look, this is a medium-term goal. You're going to need to put some money away into a savings account, some type of investment account for this goal. Talk to them about what the options are, but don't tell them what the options are. Get them to go and find them out. Get them to go and research. They're going to be online, they're going to be on their phone, looking on the internet, having a look at the options. That's the way they do their research. So you need to understand that. They don't want to sit down and get a lecture. Alright, but medium-term goals, get them to think about what do I do in the next 2 years? What sort of car would I like to be driving? Do I want to own a house? Would I like to complete my study debt-free? Those kind of medium-term goals that you can work through with children. And long-term, these are the big ones in life. This is about overseas travel, it's about getting married or not, having children or not, buying a house, becoming a higher academic studies, like a doctorate or those sorts of things. So these are big goals, and these require sitting down and crunching some numbers, and because they're quite serious. If you're talking about putting down a $40,000 deposit on a house, that doesn't just happen easily. So you need to sit down and work out, how is this achievable? It would be my dream goal if everybody at 17 started saving for their retirement. But these days it just doesn't happen. When I started working, we were forced to save for our retirement. Didn't like it, but later in life, it certainly helped me to achieve a lot of my goals, knowing that that was already in place. Alright, so long-term goals, I would stick to the big ones like marriage, wedding, children, car, house, overseas travel and higher study. And if you talk in those three phases, short-term, medium to long-term, my experience is you'll get a lot more receptive comments and discussion going with your adult children. So I hope that's helped you. I look forward to receiving any feedback from you, and I look forward to seeing you again here real soon. Alright, take care now. Bye bye.